unless we do away with, which frankly, without a hard fork, I don't see it happening, this kind of issue of Bitcoin being basically non-fungible at the protocol layer, right? If you can see the amounts, unfortunately, there is a coin history and you can trace it back over time. So unless we can do away with that, we're going to have to deal with the fact that we have to build something on the application layer. And then really you're talking about, you know, the idea of anonymity sets, right? So you're sort of one of a number of people, and obviously the greater that group of people, the more anonymous you are. So it's one thing to talk about, you know, how can we have new tools, but we also have existing tools today. And every time you launch a new tool, you're going to have to possibly start from zero on that anonymity set, right? So that crowd is going to start off with 1, it's going to go to 2 and 3 and 4, and it takes time. It takes time for that tool to get out there. It takes time for people to trust the tool, for clients to be written in it, how many wallets are going to adopt the same tool, or is everyone going to have to use one wallet? So, you know, I think it's dangerous to constantly be looking into the future and saying, well, what could happen, right? Because we might end up in a place where if we don't push the tools that we have today, then by the time we get to the tools that we think might be better, the world has changed to the point that those tools are seen as not good, right? But if we use the tools that we have today, it changes the mindset of people and it changes how society views it. So if CoinJoin becomes, you know, a widely used thing today, then that will change the way that society views it. And I think it's important not to wait too long and to actually use the tools because, as I was saying, the crowd grows. And as the crowd grows, which not only helps the anonymity of your coins, but it also changes the way that the rules and regulations of the world will form. So, you know, I think there's a different way to see it.
And it's like very true too, like we really aren't using all the tools we have available today. Like we're talking about Taproot, but like Liquid has existed for years and has confidential transactions, which is like perfect for CoinJoins, where you could have unequal amounts and like do all these spends. You know, it is, you know, slightly different trade-offs with it being the side chain and kind of custodial, but it would be perfect as a privacy tool, and like no one is using that or has built something which is kind of like that would be like amazing. I would use that all the time if someone built where you could CoinJoin on there and do all these unequal amount things, and then atomic swap back into real Bitcoin, like, and you know, no one's built that in like 4 or 5 years, and like we really aren't using our tools yet, and like yeah, that's something we need to press on.
I think we also need funding. Like there's there's not much money in developing wallets, especially self-sovereign wallets, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, it's very few players, you know, helping facilitate the building of these things, but you know, we got some good actors that we're extremely grateful for, like HRF. HRF both threw us a Bitcoin each at about the same time, and yeah, it's really awesome that we've been able to use those sats wisely and continue to build out our products. So, you know, shouts to HRF and Alex Gladstein and all the good folks over there for supporting us. So that's great.